Rabbi, what's going on this year? Erev Pesach is Shabbat. How do we navigate through this? I'd like to cover with you a few of the laws, and let's walk through it step by step. Thursday night, March 25th, is the night of B'dikah. So we do the B'dikah, we make a blessing on a candle, and in the middle of the B'dikah, we can switch over to a flashlight. But once we made that blessing, we cannot talk until the B'dikah is over. Once we finish the B'dikah, we make Kal Chamirah. The next morning, typically, we would do the mitzvah of Bi'ur Hametz. We would have a specific time that we can get rid and burn the Hametz by, but not this year. Because Friday, the next morning, is not Erev Pesach, you can actually eat Hametz all day. At the end of that day, or the middle of that day, whenever you decide, whatever's left over from your Hametz, with the 10 pieces that you found the night before from your B'dikah, you can burn. So you can actually burn the Chametz Friday afternoon, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, no problem. But then, once you get rid of all your Chametz, it's gone, except for a few pita. You see, because now we're coming to Friday night's meal. Now let's take this one meal at a time. Shabbat, Friday night, we make kiddush, and then we make hamotzi on pita. We don't use challah or rolls, because they make crumbs. Pita doesn't make that many crumbs. We make sure to eat a kizayit, in truth it's really a kibitzah, of the pita in order to be yotzeh. That's about a half a pita per person. So if you have 5 people on the table, you'll make sure to bring to the table 2.5 pita. After the hamotzi, everyone gets their half, and they eat their kizayit. Be careful. Everyone should be leaning over the table, and all the crumbs should be placed in one place. Once the meal is done, you make sure that all those crumbs are flushed down the toilet. The next morning, we do the Shabbat meal. Now, we're going to be praying early, probably the 7 o'clock minyan. And then right after that, we go straight home to have the meal. We make kiddush, and then we take out the pita again and make hamotzi. We eat a kazayit. We need to finish eating chametz by 10:30. We got to get rid of the chametz Shabbat day by 11:47. How do you get rid of chametz on the day of Shabbat? Well, any pieces of chametz that left over, you make sure that there is no piece that's the size of a kizayit or more. You break it down to small crumbs, and then you flush it down the toilet before 11:47. Some people go out and give it to the birds. We don't know if they'll eat it by 11:47. Probably more safe to flush it down the toilet. Right after that, you say Kal Chamirah, and you're done. You're Mekayem, the mitzvah Bi'ur Hametz. That afternoon, we're going to be praying Mincha early. We need to eat Sudat Shlishit before the 10th hour. Sudat Shlishit probably will be eaten with fruit. Some people will be cooking matzah shmura before Shabbat and use the cooked matzah as their matzah bread for Sudat Shlishit. The reason why is because it's still hamotzi, but it's no longer considered a matzah that you can use for that night's mitzvah. And therefore that matzah that can't be used for mitzvah could still be eaten on Erev Pesach. Once you finish Sudat Shlishit, we don't eat after that because we want you to come in that night hungry. Lo yavo saveya. We want you to come in saveya rather. We want you to come in hungry so that night you'll eat the matzah with a great appetite. That night's the great blessing, the night of Pesach, the night that the 10 greatest blessings of Klal Yisrael were given to us when Yitzchak Avinu gave the blessing, V'iten l'cha Elokim to Yaakov Avinu. That's the night that we get the 10 greatest blessings. The rabbis tell us that not just the way we spent and prepared our Pesach, but Hashem looks even more for how you made Pesach possible for others who couldn't. I'm collecting this year, Kimcha de Pischa, for the 10 rabbis of our Torah Center who did not stop teaching, even throughout the entire COVID-19 saga. They never stopped. I'm also collecting for the Almanot and the Yitomim of Eretz Yisrael. Open your hearts. They need to make Pesach this year. Last year we collected for 260 Almanot and Yitomim families. This year we want to do double. You know, the night of Pesach, we break the matzah in half. The matzah is broken. But the Almanot Yatomim don't have to be. Please open your hearts. 1726 East 7th. That's where I live now. First floor.